What's up YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close and we're now on the road to 500 subs. Who knows? Maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the year. Only time will tell, but as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a Piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of this set. But it wouldn't be the first time that I pulled a collector's rare, because I also pulled this. Freshly pulled out of my Genesis Impact box opening that I did several months back is a collector's rare Beat Cup from the Underworld. This thing looks absolutely beautiful. The centering on the back is a bit off from top to bottom, but honestly, it really doesn't matter. I am going to be getting this graded at some point. Just never really came up with a good opportunity to do so. But I am selling a few cards as well that I have in top loaders. I will be selling some of them. So if you guys are interested in buying them, make sure you guys hit me up on one of my socials. All of my ads will be in the description below. But with that being said, if you guys want to see these boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button, and as I said before, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It'll also be in the description as well. Sorry guys, I'm about to... Sorry guys, I feel like I literally feel like I'm about to have a heart attack. Something crazy just happened today. But anyway, I'll try and get past it all. But let me know down in the comments below, answering the question of the day, which is this: I'm on the card as it sits now. What are you guys' predictions for Survivor Series this Saturday? Let me know down in the comments below. And for today's video, Survivor Series predictions. And I'm gonna be honest, if you guys thought that last year's Survivor Series was insane, this year's is going to be just as. Think about what is on the card right now. We have not one, but 2 titles defended. We have 2 title matches on the card, 2 WarGames matches, and we even also have a battle for a fight for Rey Mysterio, and a huge return that the world has been wanting for months. This is going to be one of the craziest Survivor Series cards we had seen in quite some time. But we kick things off with Carlito versus Santos Escobar. And this whole thing literally started at Crown Jewel, when Rey Mysterio defended the United States title against Logan Paul. and Santos Escobar pretty much just dropped the ball by literally forgetting to take the brass knucks with him that Logan Paul's goon gave to Logan Paul. And now Logan is the United States champion. Carlito blamed Santos for dropping the ball, and now Santos Escobar decided to turn heel and put Rey Mysterio in the hospital. Thus, he had to have yet another surgery on his right knee. Think about that. Surgery on his right knee, and Rey Mysterio is not slated to be in, back in action, back in WWE for another, I would say at least another 3 to 4 months at the most. So odds are he might be back in time for WrestleMania, but then again he might not, because with knee injuries, once you get surgery, you're slated to be out of action for at least 3 to 6 months at the most. So who knows? But I will say this: Santos Escobar turning heel, I think, was, in a way, it was expected, but none of us knew exactly when it was going to happen. And I will admit, seeing Carlito back in the ring in WWE is just so refreshing, because Carlito, he had quite a bit of success in WWE. Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, Tag Team Champion. He's a Triple Crown winner, and he's also competed at WrestleMania a few times in his career. One of those times was a dark match. It was a dark match. It was never slated to be on the card whatsoever, which is a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. And aside from what was it, Fastlane? It was, yeah. Aside from Fastlane, we hadn't seen Carlito since Backlash in Puerto Rico. So this is going to be a bit of an interesting matchup, because you got Santos Escobar, who's a striker, a high flyer, and he also has the power game to his advantage. Whereas opposed to Carlito, he's got the technical prowess and the agility and the power game in his corner. So this will be a bit of an interesting matchup to see, but it comes down to basically who wants the victory more. And honestly, it's Carlito that needs the victory, because even though he has strung up a couple of victories since coming back to WWE as part of the LWO, he's also strung up a couple of losses, including his most recent loss against Bobby Lashley last week on SmackDown? A couple weeks ago on SmackDown, and that was literally right before the heel turn of Santos Escobar. So this will be interesting to say the very least. But honestly, I think, again, it just comes down to who wants it more. And Santos, he's been frustrated by this whole thing. So if you think about it, again, the question is, who wants it more? It has to be Carlito. But knowing Santos Escobar, he is going to do whatever it takes to win against Carlito. So you can't really bet against the Emperor of Lucha Libre. But with that being said, speaking of betting money, WarGames. Kicking these off, we got the women's side with Damage Control against Team Belair. And Damage Control features, literally, Damage Control, Bayley, Asuka, the WWE Women's Champion Io Sky, and think about this, Kairi Sane. I never would have imagined Asuka being a part of Damage Control. I never would have imagined, but she's only in Damage Control because Kairi Sane is in Damage Control. And Team Belair, you have yourself an all-star team. Think about what's in Team Belair. You got Bianca Belair, who not only is a Royal Rumble winner, she's also a former SmackDown Women's Champion and the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion of all time, plus a former WWE Women's Champion. Think about that. Think about that. And she's what? She's what, 3-1? She's 3-1 at WrestleMania. Think about that. And that one loss was all the way back in 2018 in the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, which ought to be interesting to say the very least. Which, again, that matchup was kind of unique, if you will. But think about that. You've got Bianca. You've got Shotzi, who not only is a former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion, but she's won championships pretty much everywhere else she's been. Excuse me. Including the previous promotion that she was a part of, known as Evolve. No longer around, unfortunately, but still. And she's a bit of a hothead, if you will. Then you got Charlotte Flair. Think about that. 14 times... Whoa. Sorry, guys. My camera moved. Sorry, guys. My camera moved. Anyway, a 14-time women's champion. Literally, think about this. What? 7-time SmackDown Women's Champion. And then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I believe 7-time SmackDown Women's Champion, 2-time NXT Women's Champion, that's 9, and 5-time Raw Women's Champion, plus a former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, and a Royal Rumble winner. Think about that. Think about that, you guys. That right there is just incredible on its own. And you would think, now when it came to the 4th member of Team Bianca, you would think it would have been someone that, someone like Shotzi had, would make a call to, or Bianca. No, Charlotte Flair made the call to the man Becky Lynch. Obviously, Becky still has a little bit of extra beef left over against Damage Control, and this will be interesting. But we know that this Friday on SmackDown, there's going to be the Women's WarGames Advantage match, which will feature one member from Damage Control and another member from Team Bianca. Rumor has it that this will end up indeed being 5-on-5. We don't know who will be a part of Damage Control, and we don't know who will join Team Bianca as well. We don't really know, but think about this, you guys. This rivalry has been going on for over a year for Bianca Belair. For Bianca and Damage Control, this has been going on for an entire calendar year, dating back to, I want to say last year's, not this past year's SummerSlam, but last year's SummerSlam in Nashville, wasn't it? Give me a second. I believe so. Let's see. Let's see. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. That was for the SmackDown Women's title. Yeah, so last year's... So 2022... So 2022 SummerSlam. Think about that. Let me see. Yeah. Yep, I was right. I was right. The Raw Women's title. Yep. Yep, I was right. I was right. This dates all the way back to last year's SummerSlam, when the formation of Damage Control first started. And who would have ever thought? Second year in a row, Bianca Belair is entering WarGames. But think about this: Io Sky has been in every single women's WarGames match since the inception of the women's WarGames in 2019. So this will be her fifth, I believe. So yeah, so 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. Yeah, this will be her fifth WarGames match ever. So obviously the advantage will go to Damage Control, but also think about this: if it does become 5-on-5, who else would join Damage Control? Dakota Kai. Who could join Team Bianca? Only time will tell. But this will be a bit of an interesting one, as will the next one. Judgment Day versus Team Rhodes. And the Judgment Day consists of the Undisputed Tag Team Champions, Finn Balor, and of course, Senor Money in the Bank, Damian Priest, who is the leader of the Judgment Day for WarGames, of course. JD McDonough, the newest member, the NXT North American Champion Dominic Mysterio, and of all people, and I was right on this, I was thinking in my head it could be someone who turned heel right off the bat, Drew McIntyre. No, he is not a part of the Judgment Day group, but he is going to be joining them for WarGames. But who's on Team Rhodes? You got the American Nightmare. You got the World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins. You got main event Jey Uso. You got Sami Zayn. And you guessed it, Randy Orton. Randy Orton will be coming back. Will be making his return to WWE after over a year. And think about this: Randy Orton and main event Jey Uso will be in the same team. It ain't gonna be pretty. I can guarantee you that. It ain't gonna be pretty. But I will say this: both of these WarGames matches are going to be intensely crazy. But for those who have never heard of WarGames before, the rules are simple. One member from both teams will start the match, and the remaining members will be locked in the shark cages. After 5 minutes, a member of the Judgment Day and a member of either Damage Control or Team Belair will be allowed to enter the cage. Then after 3-minute intervals, alternating superstars will be allowed to enter the match. And the match does not begin until all the superstars have entered. Once they have entered, WarGames begins, and the only way to win is by pinfall or submission. But if you escape the cage by going through the door or over the top with both feet touching the floor, you basically lose for your entire team. So obviously the strategy is to force your opponent, one of your opponents, to go through the door or go over the top. That is basically the strategy. But the main strategy, the name of the premium live event speaks for itself. Survive. Literally just survive. So as far as who I think is gonna win, obviously we know that the Judgment Day does have the WarGames advantage. But let's not forget, we have seen in the past, even look at last year's Survivor Series. The Brawling Brutes, they got the WarGames advantage, but the Bloodline won WarGames. This year will be no different. Judgment Day got the advantage. Team Rhodes wins. My money is on Team Rhodes. And as far as the women's WarGames match, I don't know. This is a bit of an interesting one, but I'm gonna have to say Damage Control, only because of the fact that if if it's the Kabuki Warriors that compete for the WarGames advantage, and it's Becky and Charlotte Flair, that's gonna be a bit of an interesting one. Obviously, yes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but Charlotte and Becky, they don't get along with one another. So it'll be interesting to see if they can coexist for this coming Saturday. But I will say this: Judgment Day got the WarGames advantage. Team Rhodes wins. As far as the women's WarGames match, I'm putting my money on Damage Control. I think Damage Control, with the addition of both Kairi Sane and Asuka, known as the Kabuki Warriors, it's going to be interesting to see if the four of them together can coexist. Because we know that Io, Kairi, and Asuka, they can coexist, but it's a matter of whether or not Bayley will be able to fit in. Excuse me, or not. So, but with that being said, we move into the women's world title matchup between speaking of Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley and Zoe Stark. Zoe ended up winning a battle royal a few weeks back for the right to challenge Rhea for the women's world title at Survivor Series, and this is going to be interesting because when you think about it, Rhea Ripley has been champion for literally over 200 days. And that is impressive. This is Zoe Stark's like big opportunity at a major championship, and the last time she had a big opportunity at a major championship, it was Crown Jewel, and she lost. I don't think this time is going to be any different, but Rhea Ripley says that she can handle everything that's been going on Raw with WarGames, with the Judgment Day, with Dom, and her title. She says she can handle it, but can she really? Well, we will have to find out for this Saturday, but honestly, this is Rhea Ripley we're talking about here. This is a woman that not only took Charlotte Flair to the limit at WrestleMania this past April, but also this is the same woman that pinned Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania to become the last ever SmackDown Women's Champion before becoming the first ever Women's World Champion in the process. And all I gotta say is, Zoe Stark, best of luck. You're gonna need it, because my money is on the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley. But now we move into the last match of the card, and it is for the Intercontinental title between the Ring General Gunther and The Miz. And the last time Gunther had defended his title at a premium live event, it was SummerSlam, and it was against Drew McIntyre, and things didn't work out for Drew, unfortunately. But here's the thing: this is a much more different version of The Miz that we had seen in years, like ever. But let's also not forget, Gunther is at the top of his game. So it's gonna take a lot for The Miz to defeat Gunther by pin or submission. But Gunther, he's cunning. Both of these men are very cunning, but it comes down to who wants him more. Who needs the title more? Honestly, Gunther is at the point now where he doesn't need to retain the title. He just wants someone to take it off of him, so when that person becomes champion, that person can elevate the title the same way that he did. The Miz, on the other hand, people forget, he's an 8-time Intercontinental Champion, and he's literally done everything that there is to do in WWE. 2-time WWE Champion, 2-time Grand Slam Champion, 8-time Intercontinental Champion, 3-time United States Champion, if I remember correctly, 6-time Tag Team Champion. Come on, you guys. 2-time Money in the Bank winner. Think about that. Think about that, you guys. That's a hell of a lot of accomplishments. But that's not going to be enough compared to what Gunther is going to bring to the table. He's got the chops. He's got the powerbomb. He's got the last symphony, as he calls it. He's got a Boston Crab. He's got all these different moves in his arsenal. It's going to take a lot for The Miz to defeat Gunther. But as much respect as I have for The Miz, there's no way in hell he's going to be able to defeat Gunther. So my money is on the Ring General. There's no way he can pull it off. But with that being said, guys, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more premium live event predictions and results in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It'll also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.